Hi guys, it's Candy here. Thank you for joining me on my channel again. I thought today I would do my very first VR for Becca at Becca Talks and Tarot. She has a tag going around at the minute called My Tarot Growth. And I thought it would be interesting to talk about this as a beginner, because that's what I am. I am about 6 months into my journey with tarot. And I at first saw the tag and thought, well, there's no growth there. I'm 6 months in, I'm a beginner. But then I thought, well, actually, that's really not true. I've been on a massive learning curve. We've all been locked down in lockdown with the pandemic, and I've been really putting some focus and a lot of hours into learning over the last 4 months and for a couple of months previously. So I thought, well, no, let's do this as a beginner, my beginner's take on it. So that's what I'm going to do. So there's a few questions, and I'm going to look down here at my notes. The first question: how has your tarot journey evolved? Well, that's quite simple. 6 months ago, I knew absolutely nothing. So all the knowledge I've got now is new, and it's just been so much fun. It's been so much fun learning. My path into the tarot experiences up until 6 months ago. I don't really know why it's taken me this long. I mean, I'm 51. And I don't know why it's taken me so long to find my way to the tarot. I'm a professional artist, and my work is very much to do with symbolism. I use patterns, I use colours, I use repeating lines, squares, all to symbolise different things in my artwork. So it's such a natural fit. Although I've never done. I didn't know anything about tarot 6 months ago. I feel really I've kind of been developing the language of tarot for the whole of my life, because I've always drawn and I've always used that type of symbolism. So when I first started looking into the tarot and started watching deck flip-throughs and unboxings and things, it felt like coming home, and it's been the most exciting new thing to start doing in my 50s. It's just been completely wonderful. I do have a couple of memories of tarot which make me laugh when I think about it. One of them being, oh gosh, I would have been about 17, and a friend dragged me along to a spiritual fortune teller type thing, and like for a reading, and part of that reading was a tarot reading, and I can remember not knowing what on earth I was doing there, and this lady pulling out what I think was probably the 10 of Swords for me, because I can't really remember the reading. It's so many years ago now, or really what happened, but I can remember the reaction to the card and being horrified and squealing, what the hell does that mean? So it's a very faint memory, but I'm sure I had a tarot reading when I was in my teens. And then at a car boot sale, finding, I think it was called the Harmony of Angels tarot. It's really old. I have seen it on eBay going for about £2. And they were like strange symbols. Well, I thought they were strange, but I didn't know what they were. In cards, with one of those boxes where the book is joined to the box, so you can't really do anything with it. And I can remember buying it and using the cards to cut up for journaling. I didn't have a clue that these things I was looking at were tarot. I just thought it was some bizarre card set. And it was only as I started chopping up pictures that I think one of my parents' friends said, oh gosh, I wouldn't have thought you would have done that with a tarot set. And I can remember thinking, oh, was it a tarot set? No idea whatsoever. Fast forward a few decades, and a friend said to me, I cannot believe that you don't own an oracle or a tarot deck. I can't believe all the things you do and the way you are that you don't. And you really should go and get a deck. So that kind of sparked my interest a little bit. And then one of the artists I love on Instagram, Mab Graves, I often join in with her draw along things on Instagram. And she did a draw a tarot card for her followers, and everybody was tagging into this, and she drew the Ten of Swords, and I can remember thinking, oh, that's such a beautiful image. And then one of my followers on Instagram said, you should have done a tarot card. And I sat there thinking, well, I don't even know what a tarot card is. So all these things kind of conspired to push me onto YouTube just to have a little look and find out what is this tarot all about. Anyway, I was completely hooked. It opened up a brand new world to me. YouTube led straight to Amazon. We all know how that goes. And I bought my first deck. My first deck was an oracle, because at this point, 6 months ago, I didn't even know the difference really between tarot and oracle. And my first oracle deck was the Work Your Light oracle deck. I loved the pinks in it. I've got the name Candy, what can I say? I loved the imagery, and it came. I was so excited when I opened it, and oh my gosh, I absolutely loved it. I was sending photographs of spreads I'd pulled to friends, just immediately hooked, pulling cards out for people and sending them photographs, going, look at this is your card for the day. And when people started saying, oh my gosh, I can't believe that, that's really means something to me. Oh, look at that. It's beautiful imagery in this deck. Well, that was it. I loved it. So I FaceTimed to my best friend. Hi, Hayley. And she said, oh, I've just bought a tarot deck. And she said, oh, I'm going to do you a reading on FaceTime. So she got this tarot deck out and did me a reading, and it just completely blew my mind. So of course I went straight back onto Amazon and bought my first tarot deck, still not knowing what the difference between tarot and oracle was. And it was, oh, I love this, the Wild Unknown Tarot. It resonated with me, this, because it's very similar to a lot of my own artwork. I use repeating lines in my artwork for a number of different things. And when I saw the artwork of this deck, it reminded me of a lot of the stuff I do. And I just thought, oh, that's it. Which card did we? I think we might have pulled that card for me. My friend doesn't know the meanings of the tarot cards either. I think it was one of her first decks she'd ever bought. So when she did the 3-card reading for me on FaceTime, she just read it from the imagery, and it was spot on. And I have to say, this deck, every single time I read from it, it's always spot on. If I'm trying to find the card that she pulled for me, which is the card I think that kind of dragged me in. I say dragged. I kind of just ran and jumped, to be honest. Nobody's dragged me into this. Oh, I can't find it. Where is it? Anyway, absolutely, I love this deck. It kicks my arse, though. It's not an easy read for me. Oh, here it is. Pulled that card, and oh my gosh, it just means a lot to me, this deck. So that was it. And so I started learning. It started to creep into my art as well, which is really exciting. And it just got me onto YouTube then with all you amazing people and all those deck walkthroughs, and Becca and Simon, and well, just all of you are just amazing. And I saw the Muse Tarot I love the colours. Becca, I'm like you, I love the colours in this. So this was my first splurge, because I felt naughty buying this, because I thought, I've got an oracle, I've got a tarot. I don't really need another one. Surely this is just extravagant now. Or we all know how that goes, don't we? That was early days, 6 months ago. And so I ordered this, and just started to really learn with it. And I find it really useful having more than one tarot deck to try and get the meanings of the cards into my head. So I have spent the last 6 months working through this, which I've nearly worked through. And this one as well, which has been really fantastic. This one, I've always got it on me. And I think now, 6 months on, I mean, I am a bit obsessed with it, I have to say. I'm really passionate about it. And I've got to the point now where I do know most of the card meanings without running to the book. I find reading intuitively with the pictures as well really easy, because like I say, I kind of feel like I've been doing that all my life with my artwork and with my drawing and sketching and journaling. I've kind of been doing that. But yeah, the meanings are nearly all there. The court cards are a little bit, but they're nearly all there, and I don't have to flip back to the book as much. I'm beginning to watch other people read and think, how would I read that? And then they read it the same, and I think, whoa, I'm getting it. So that's really been my journey in. There's been many more decks since those first few. One of the questions was, what is the most recent deck you have bought? Do you know what? I can't even admit how many decks I've bought over the last 6 months, because it's a bit naughty. But the last deck that arrived was the Nicoletta Ciccoli set. Now, I knew this artist anyway, and was following this artist everywhere. Loved the artwork. So when I realised that there was a tarot deck with all this artwork on, I don't know why I didn't jump straight away with it, but I didn't. I kept watching reviews, but I didn't order it, and I would have thought it would be one that I would just order really quickly. I think I was probably a bit worried that it was one of those where the artwork was squeezed in and it didn't fit. But then I saw a couple of reviews, one with Kelly, is it, The Truth in the Story? And I realised actually it does really work as a tarot. So I ordered that. That came a few days ago. And so that I'm excited. I think that kind of fulfills something in me as an artist. And also this, the Tower of the She, was the one before that, which I just love. I love this. I'm still to work with it. It's still in order, but the imagery is really lovely on it. The Sun card is my favourite Sun card in any deck. I just love it. Where are you? Where are you? There you are. Can you see that? The light's a bit dodgy on it. Eek. No. Anyway, the Sun card is lovely. So I think that's kind of the way that my the art style is changing a little bit. Whereas initially I was attracted to the Muse Tarot and all of those decks are computer imagery and collage, not so much now. I am going for this sort of style. I love this fantasy, fairy, fae, she energy. I've actually just ordered the Guardian Tarot as well. That spoke to me as well, because I I like those strange creatures. I love that. And also anything to do with inner child work as well really appeals. So I've been looking at fairy tale decks. This one I picked up because it was affordable. But some of the fairy tale decks that I'm lusting after are not affordable. The inner child cards of this fairy tale tarot, they're massive, and I love the deck, but the card quality is so poor on this deck. But even so, this deck is just wonderful. So I have been using this to pull single cards for gratitude. So yeah, I think I'm going more to kind of abstract-y art style rather than the computer generated collage styles. So even in 6 months I can see a slight different change in taste. So that was how has your art style changed? We've done how has your tarot journey evolved. I am beginning to understand some card meanings now. First and first deck and the most recent deck you bought, we've done. Has the way you do spreads changed? Well, yes, I started off working with those books and single card pulls every day, just trying to get the meanings in my head. I'm still doing single card pulls, like I said, with decks like this for things like gratitude and stuff like that. I then went to 3 card spreads. So energy of the day, which I'm still doing, energy of the day, something you need to let go of and something you need to bring into your life is probably my favourite spread at the moment. If I have got other issues, I'll do like the main issue, the obstacle, the solution. So those kind of 3 card spreads, which I'm really loving. I've also started putting into those 3 card spreads either an oracle card, or I have recently bought these archetype cards, which have been really fantastic to put in with a 3 card spread. So I think I'm getting a little bit braver and kind of mixing it up with decks, which these have been really powerful with a 3 card spread. I do sometimes play with the big spreads. I'm not doing it as much just because I'm thinking I'm running before I can walk. But to be honest, I find them I quite find them talkative, and I don't find it difficult to connect the story. I don't find it difficult at all to put like 10 cards down and connect it. And sometimes I do just chat with the cards. I'll ask a question, put a card down, go, oh, okay, and have a little chat and put another one down. And I have done like 10, 12 card spreads and really got a lot out of that. So definitely I'm beginning to add more cards in and chit chat with my decks. So I'm not as limited to the 1 card or the 3 card anymore. And has the system you've used changed? Well, no, because I'm still learning the Rider-Waite system, all those card meanings. I'm watching you lovely guys on YouTube to get lots of tips, lots of inspiration. So can I just say now, thank you very much to all of you for sharing your wisdom, sharing your deck collections, although that's costing me a fortune. Sharing your live chats, which have started coming in and saying hi in, sharing your sacred spaces. It's just been a joy to join in my little way and just say hi. So thank you, Becca, for this chance to do my first VR. I have loved sharing my very limited tarot growth with you all, 6 months in, and it's just wonderful. So thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want to. It would be lovely to have some people here just to say hi occasionally with me. Yeah, and thanks, Becca. Bye.